Guys, welcome to our first segment of Tackle of the Week. It's a new thing that we're going to start doing here at Tailwater with all the products that we sell within our store. We really try to capitalize on helping newer fishermen or people that are just trying to learn new techniques or switch over to a different species. So for this one that we're going to start off with, we are going with our float rigs that Kevin Norris makes, or BWS is his brand. I've actually got it over here on the side on the cup. He makes tons of products for us, and this is one of the ones that is probably our biggest seller, mostly because it is just convenient and easy to use for newer people. It skips over a lot of the lessons that you'll have to learn starting off, like how to tie certain knots, what type of rigs work, what attractants to use, so on and so forth. So there are several different versions of this. The main one we're going to go over is the oval float rig. We do have one with a cigar float, and then there is also one with a spook blank. This is a more advanced version of it, but it's really just some added pizzazz. It's got the spook blank has got the bait fish look as well as a rattle that's built in, so it just adds to it. It's not really necessary. If you're trying to stay on the cheaper end, you're going to want to go with one of these. So let's just get right into it, unpackage it. So this is the full rig. This one is designed for a more heavy-duty rod, so if you got an actual thicker catfish rod that can hold a lot more weight, that's what you want the bigger one for. Of course, if you got a starter rod or something much smaller, you can't carry big weight on it or anything like that, then you're going to want to switch to the smaller rig. That way you're not putting too much stress on the tip of your rod or overtaxing your reel, or anything that really just has more weight. It's just a downsize from this one, but this is our more popular one. So you can see it's got everything is fully pre-tied for you. So I can unwind this. So here's the full setup, and then it's going to come with a swivel and a sinker slide. So the design behind this is just to make it a quick, easy tie-on. You're going to tie the swivel to here, and then you'll connect it directly to your rod, and behind the swivel on your main line is where your sinker slide will go. The design behind this is to basically allow, when you strap your weight on, it's going to pull this down to the ground, and then your current is going to pick the rig up, pull it out this way, and then it'll create a little bit of lift. The float is there. That's the big pink oval part. It'll actually create more lift to get it up high and put it more in the strike zone for that catfish. That way he's not having to dig it out the mud. It also serves an extra purpose of keeping your hook elevated so that if you try to reel in, it doesn't end up snagging on something on the ground. So we always want to try to use circle hooks when we're catfishing. Just by design, it's better for catching them. You don't really set the hook with catfish. Generally, they will set it themselves when they grab it and take off with it. So if you see your rod tip doing a little bit of this action, let it be. That fish is prepping his dinner before he takes off with it. Once you see that rod tip bow over like the McDonald's arches, then you're good to go. You've got a fish on. So the two big things that catfish are really attracted to is sound and scent. So sound travels a lot further in water than scent does, which is why we have these rattles here. So that's just to help draw them in. When they get close enough to really smell the bait or even see it, that's when they can attack it and you get your catch. So I've actually put one of these on my rod itself. There's also a different selection of weights depending on which size you need to use. Will completely depend on what kind of current you're fishing in or obstacles that you have. Each design is to serve a different purpose. Most of the time I like to use the coins or even the no rolls. So I've got one set up on my rod already. You can see it's here and it's hooked into the hook holder. But if you go up here to where I've connected it with the swivel, there is my sinker slide. So by having this sinker slide, it actually saves you a lot of time and effort if you ever have to change out. So let's say I put this 5-ouncer on here and clip it into place, and then I cast it out and I notice that it is drifting in the current. It's not heavy enough. So I can simply unclip and put another one on there. Now if you look with this weight, it's already starting to dangle, right? So if you come up here and put the tip in view, you can see how if I was walking with this and it's bouncing, the weight's going all over the place. It's putting stress on my rod tip. If it's hanging out of your car window or something, it may start wrapping around and causing all kinds of problems. So that's just an added thing that makes the sinker slide even better to have, because you can just take it off and then now it's no longer pulling on the line. But it does actually serve a purpose. The reason we want our weight to be mobile is because when your bait is actually sitting on the ground in the water, that fish is going to come up here and he's going to grab a hold of it and he's going to start chewing on it. So when he does that, if he feels any tension, like a stationary weight would do, because it's going to hold it in place, when he feels that tension, he's not going to like that. So because you have a sinker slide, it allows the line to slide through it without really pulling on the fish, so you don't get as much tension until he's ready to take off with it, and then boom, you've got a fish on. So that's pretty much the simple breakdown for it. If you guys want to have any kind of instruction in person, you're always more than welcome to bring your rod, your reel, any kind of equipment in, and we'll put you on the right stuff to make sure that we're pairing all of your tackle with your rod and reel. That way everything is appropriately set up and you can maximize your efficiency when you're out on the water. We'll even give you a little bit of advice on places to fish or what bait to use. We pay attention to what's going on in the area. I myself actually run a catfish club out of our store, and we do monthly tournaments for bank fishermen. So we get to learn quite a bit of that, quite a bit of information about what's going on in the area and what's working. So by all means, if you're just getting started, or maybe you're a bass fisherman and you want to learn to get into catfishing, you can be new to it, or heck, you can even be someone who has already been fishing for a while, but you're looking for some new techniques. Just come on by and pick our brains. We'll be happy to teach you and tell you whatever you need to know. That's pretty much it for this segment on this one. Just make sure that you guys like, subscribe, hit the follow button, and leave some comments down below if you want to see any kind of new tackle being done or what you want us to really get into to help educate you guys on being able to get out on the water. Thanks, and we'll see you at the next one. How now, brown cow? How now, brown cow? She sells by the seashore.